Happy birthday, Leos. But this reading is for Virgos. This is going to be a monthly love reading. Okay, I have Spirit Speaker on. It looks like Leo season is going to end with the bang. Virgo is going to come in on 8/23 to 9/22. Leo has really done a great job this season, and Virgo is going to follow up. And I really believe that. Okay. Um, as far as spiritual sense goes and spiritual growth and spiritual wisdom, it has been a really beautiful Leo season. We do have this full moon going on, so I hope that you're charging your crystals, you're making your moon water. It's been raining a little bit here today, so I had to throw a sweater on. You guys, alkaline has power. If you guys want to use that moon water to water your plants, the plants would love it because what it does is get all that mineral inside the water. So make sure you're charging your stones. Make sure you're charging your crystals, okay? Yeah, I got a knife on the table because, well, some people use that in their altars. Cutting up your herbs, your flowers, bringing beautiful things to your table, to your altar. I'm going to start off with tarot today. Then I think we'll read some numbers for Virgo. All right. All right. Let's see what this love reading has in for us. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to go to the Rider-Waite set. Okay, so we're starting off with the Queen of Swords. Somebody is being conscious. They have some true potential. But before they're able to express those feelings, they're checking to make, hey, they know where they come from. They know how many times they've been stabbed in the back, wounded, heart left or bruised. They've taken every part of you that you can get. You work really hard towards your goals. Again, when I see the swords, you're definitely dealing with an air sign here. Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Okay. But it's inviting you to use your spiritual intelligence, that you're using the right strategies. You do have the ambition towards whatever your goals are. Spirit speaker just said traverse. So you might have to use multiple of your talents, multiple gifts. And it says enough. You just had enough. And that's what I thought too here when I seen these 9 of Wands. So this is inviting some of that fire energy. We are in Leo season. Leo is part of energy. See, you walked away from this situation with just some minor bruises and scrapes. You turned those swords. I'm sorry, I'm just getting like some humor here. This is like, it's not funny, but it's like you've had to slay a few people or slay a few things down just to get to where you're at now. I guess that's how Virgos would be too, because Virgos too, they're very organized. They're into the aesthetics, looking good, makeup, hair, haircuts, any of the things for beauty as well too. That's like the maiden. You have to think you have your crone, you have your mother, and then you have your maiden. So the maiden takes on those youthfulness parts of wisdom as well too, and that's where Virgo steps in. Okay, so we all have different personality traits, but it's just kind of cute because this person has a wild imagination. They've gotten through a lot and been able to actually like maybe turn it into humor. Notice the wrap around the person's head. Like, look, this person is like literally down, but they realize that they have their own sword. So now, therefore, they came out of this situation, out on top. They came out of this situation shining brightly. Let's clarify why this Queen of Swords is here. So fire, anytime you're dealing with the wands, you got that fire energy. That's Sagittarius and Aries. And then here, your Queen of Cups. So now not only are you using that expression, you've created something within yourself, this living mechanism. You know, what is this? A grub worm on a stick that picks up, you know, whatever is garbage compelled and freaking tossed inside the bin, and now it's turned into something magnificent and beautiful, you guys. But I do see a little evil side here to you guys with this black cat here. So like maybe you're hexing the vex, vexing the hex, or however that saying is going. But queen, 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 like spiritual royalty, absolutely. It's really like accessing all your tools, all your mindset, the things that you know you had to get through in life, and you've really done that. And again, constantly, it's like you're gonna come out on top in this situation, you know. And people might antagonize you, they might attack this because they know this about you. And ain't that, it's a funny word, because a lot of times like people will get it confused. They'll think they'll know a person, but this person is constantly growing, and you know they're getting to know themselves more than they're trying to get to know somebody else. Now, this has left you in a situation where you felt like you had to point the sword more towards you, because it was like sacrificing. You had to establish this for yourself as well too. Like you had to sacrifice yourself a lot of times, for these swords to go in. You know, like just proverbially speaking, you know, the swords, hopefully they're not actually going in. Nobody's like literally stabbing you in the back. But then here too, this is the choices that you have been left with. And now see how the bandage is like, it's on top of his head, but now it's getting to the point where she can just kind of cover her eyes. Because you know, if you have been dealing with like some bullshit from your partner, you probably already know this is going to be bullshit again. So therefore it's like you're not blinded to it anymore. There was some heartbreak here, there was some grief. You didn't just get like this overnight. Again, you have your sword in hand. I see this crescent moon here too, so you'll be able to, I think by the time we see the crescent moon, you'll be able to renew your energy in this situation. Again too, it's like, here, let's pull out some moon messages. I was gonna give some advice, but let's see what the moon messages have to say, because we're just going to the tarot card readings. We're going to see what kind of messages they have for us. But it's not a funny situation, but it is kind of funny. It's because it's like you learned your lesson. Okay, it's like going over this lake, going over this river, and you've been going over this river, you've been going over this lake for a really long time, and there's stepping stones. But now you've gotten to the point where you're over this lake, you're over this river, and you know which stones to step on to get to that other side. Okay, it's not somebody catching you halfway and then you're having to turn back around halfway. But yeah, you're growing thick skin. You know, it's like the yellow shoes are on. You're walking them to school. It's like, here, old school, like the old school ways of winning. Okay, so a new romantic cycle begins. I think this is like romantic cycle. Like you're gonna really like start romancing yourself. Like even with this person, like when you start romancing yourself, they'll even notice that you're spending this time on yourself. You're spending your money on yourself. You're not really giving into them as much as you have before. You've been wounded quite a bit though. And I think that's beautiful, because a person can actually, like, again, they think they know you, but you have some secrets up the sleeve, some tricks up the sleeve, something new getting pulled up out of the hat. Be bold and make the first move. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You've had to take some of those same moves over and over again. You've practiced at it, and now it's perfected. And now you're in that beautiful Virgo goddess feminine energy, okay? Which I think, yeah, Virgo is more feminine energy, more divine, feminine, but surrender to the divine. And as soon as we said that, it said surrender to the divine. So you're going to spirit. You're letting spirit teach you. You're going to your ascended masters. You're letting your ascended masters teach you. It says a new start is coming. So you probably had to release something. You probably had to let something go during this Aquarius full moon, the sturgeon moon. And now a new start is coming. So you practiced and you perfected and your medicine, your spirit medicine, and now you're moving on to maybe non-traditional ways of meditating, discovering new for yourself. But yeah, it says whip. Like they don't put a whipping on the backside. Like they have really gave your heart a beating, and they just left it beating, and it's like they didn't even care. They just left it beating. They told you they would be here, but they're not being here for you emotionally, and you have just brought it upon yourself, you know, inviting this spirituality and seeing what this life lesson is trying to teach you with this heartbreak. Because what happens with a lot of times, we do learn some of our toughest lessons during heartbreak. Okay. And then Ace of Wands. So this peace offering is coming in with this Ace of Wands here. The Clover 2. So finding togetherness. Okay, so you have 2 together. So 2 a lot of times represents soulmate, partnerships, those things that take 2 or more, you know, where 2 or more come together in prayer, you know. You also have the 6 there, so there are going to be some awkward changes. But I don't really feel like this is going to be awkward for you. I just think the other person is going to realize what they had a soldier in their life, and they're kind of missing out on the fun now. But yeah, at the bottom, the Synth. So therefore, you're probably going to have to cut this person out of your schedule. Okay. Let's see what the Gypsy Witch has to say for Virgo. This is Virgo reading. This is not a personal reading. It's a general reading. Because it's funny too how the cards will kind of like, it'll hint to what's going on, but it won't reveal everything because it's that personal. Like that person really has to see what resonates well with them when they look at the pictures, the colors and the numbers as well. You have 10 here, you have 11 here, you have 2 here, and you have 6. So if those numbers mean anything to you, they could be your soul urge number, they could be your soul path number, dates, they could be dates, they could be a time something happened as well too. But here's your Ace of Clubs, you know, all things spirituality. Don't forget to call on your angels. Okay, it's like maybe your guardian angel is just kind of laughing because they see that they was like, oh my god, like that statue where she's got her hand over her head, like seriously, like she's been watching you, he's been watching you, and it's like, oh, I've like been there through every time that you was like, you know, trying to leave your worries behind, and then your angel was there for you. And it's like, it's amazing the things that we have, those trials that we get through, but also those things which we don't see, you know, that our angels have saved us from. And it says the roads turn to the dark clouds, foretells misadventures, but far from the person, the evil consequences can be averted. So like when we see evil, we think it's bad, but I think this relationship is just like, it's really just fucking hilarious. Like they have really been getting their jokes out of you. But now it's really starting to make sense to them. Now they can see, they're seeing your true personality for once. And then with this Ace of Clubs, it's like, again, like all things spiritual. It's the highest card you can get in a spiritual reading is that Ace of Clubs. So, and again, Gypsy Witch will warn you, you're at a crossroads. It's like, it's time, you know, for the moon to go down and for you to allow that sun to come back out. Looking for that person who, which you want to spend your, not only your nights with, so maybe this person just comes around on the weekend or when it benefits them. Or whenever you have extra money to spend on them, or in certain specifics like that, like maybe there's even like bad luck for you. Like maybe when you get around them, do good things happen? Like a lot of times what happens too is like when we get around our twin flame, like good things will happen because things are manifested, especially through sex. Like when you have sex with your twin flame, there's lots of beautiful things that can be manifested. Okay, so and then as well too, like but this person just kind of, okay, they're holding to the key to your heart, but it's only temporary. It says this, the key, you're looking for a solid foundation when I see that four, but you're not really getting that solid foundation. And you kind of look toward your brothers to see how men are supposed to treat their women, or you look at your father and see how men are supposed to treat their women, and you don't feel like this person is very much established for themselves. Okay, so the key nearby is a certain augury of success, but it's surrounded by unlucky cards. The prognostication is illness. So again, I'm going to leave this here with this Three of Swords, because that Three of Swords is talking about all those things which can cause um illness to like your emotional person, your spiritual person, and yourself too, and your physical being. Okay, so those things, again, we'll keep this for away kind of from that energy here with the Ace of Clubs. Again, because this person is really lucky to have you. Okay, they're just not seeing things your way right now. They're kind of seeing things their own way. Okay, I feel like this is somebody who lives in the South as well too. Um, with the Jack of Diamonds as well. The Jack of Diamonds is you're having fascination. This is somebody who's succeeding in school as well too. Could be they're winning scholarships. That's their way of paying for school right now. Maybe tuition is really high, and of course there's inflation everywhere. So they're having to go through extra means to be able to get up those funds for school, and this person is not really helping you. So what you're having to do is go through scholarships and other means, like where your school's foundation is, and try to get those means and then like the resources, whatever it takes for you to further your education. Okay, maybe there's some type of incentive at work. Maybe they give out some kind of, like gift cards every once in a while, like to Bath and Body Works. When you get those, it just, even like this smell good, you guys, that it brings on a lot of joy in your life. Like when you be able to look good and feel good, that brings joy into your life. And maybe you just need this person, like not like you need somebody, but you just want them to be in your life, like to be a part of that bigger picture. But they're not stepping up. I feel like they're not stepping up it right now. But you are going to get this peace offering come in. So whatever you want to see, start setting those intentions. There's lots of couple therapy. Like as far as like online, there's thousands of videos that you can actually watch based on love and relationship. Like you don't have to take every piece of information, but you can take those parts that relates to your situation in particular. Okay, I'm gonna pull the angels and fairies, see if they want to talk to us. They might be grouchy. I used them in for a reading earlier, and they really spoke out. They're the messages that only come out. Those are the messages that they want you to have. I don't think they really have anything to say. I think they said, okay, here's the key, and then here's the door, and it's like safety's first. So again, it's like almost in your home. Like think about your home. Like you have to think about your heart like it's your home. Do you want this person to have a key? If there's only one key, what person should have that key to your heart? If there's one key and one lock, it's not that big of a mystery that only they have the key, so they can only get into your house. Would you allow them to come into your house when you're not there? So again, don't allow them to abuse your heart in this way neither. So look, I turned it around, lock doors. Okay? Or maybe somebody's been slipping their key into a different lock or the wrong lock. I hope not. But let's just be mindful. Let's pull out some mindful cards, because it looks like a little bit of suspicion going on. Somebody being suspect right now. On the Eminem game. So the man and the money, okay, making that money. Do they know their worth? Do they know your worth? Okay, it's not always about the money, but hey, again, it takes a key to unlock the door. You can't unlock the door unless it has a lock in the first place. Okay, so same thing, the same way. It's like sometimes that's just how it is. Some days you're not gonna be able to buy the popcorn to watch that movie. So you're gonna say, "Hey, baby, sweetie, boo, do you have $1.25 so I can go down to the Dollar Tree and grab us a bag of popcorn and watch this movie tonight because it's Friday?" You're gonna want that. So again, it's about us. Maybe they're putting on a bigger scene for other people, saying one thing, being a jigaboo, but then when they're around you, they're sweet as strawberry cream pie. Let's go ahead and pull out the Illuminated Tarot. Let's see what the Illuminated Tarot has to say. Then we're going to pull some numbers, because I like to pull these numbers and I like to find out what these numbers have and then their meaning too. But you do have some aces on the board. So this person does play a key role in your life, or you actually played a key role in their life. They just might not really see it yet. And they probably had some heartbreak. And it can kind of turn the person ugly sometimes. It's like they're just not being themselves. Or maybe something happened in the past and, that traverse, that's a tricky word there. That'll be do some homework. What the heck is traverse? Reminds me of like reverse and travail, which means problems, trouble. Maybe this person's into music, likes to put their lines and lyrics into music. And you guys, if your person is making music and they're artists and they're struggling, of course we understand that. If they're starting their small business off for the first time, we understand that. Okay, that first year is always in the red, you guys, and it's like that sometimes too. But if you have somebody that's making music, just think you have a musician. They need to look at you like you are a musician. That's probably something they've always wanted to do, is be with a musician, and they finally have a musician. And just think about all the songs. Maybe those songs ain't written about you, but again, that's protection of identity as well, too, protection of somebody's life. And that's why we love art, music, all of the above inside humanities, because we're able to express ourselves in things that we don't get to see. I don't live in a castle, but I love to think that you look at castles. I like to see them take tours online. I like to, when the clouds look like castles, again, we do have dreams, and there are those ones that are reachable. They are reachable. So the Eight of Spades, you will find justice in this situation, but just be a reminder not to have any kind of judgment, to be reasonable and also fair to yourself as well too, okay? So in this equal parts, not doing 60-40, 70-30. It has to be 100 and 100. Or 99.9 plus 99.9. Because again, this is still all about that spiritual growth and growing in personal growth as well too. Being a part of this creation, being a part of this world, okay, being an anchor for yourself in business and in love, okay, and being faithful, having fidelity. You don't want somebody that's, like you're busy at work, you're going to school, you come home, that person is like been on the phone with different women or different men or whatever, you guys, in this situation. I feel like there's a lot of feminine energy in this reading. I do see the Queen here 3 times. We haven't pulled out any kings yet. We do also have the Seven of Spades. I mean, we kind of should have just stopped it there when we were finding out that you were getting your judgment, your justice, as a justice card would be in a tarot card. We do have a lot of air energy here. There is some fire element on the table, but there's lots of swords. The cups is also water element, and that's at the center here. Okay, this could be a person who has a son. Okay, or they have influences too, like lots of youth around them, either school teacher, nieces, nephews. They have their own children, maybe into pets, have pets, but they're building something for themselves that is their self-expression is for themselves. And the other person is really starting to see the queen that they are, the royalty that they are, because you have been loyal, you've been faithful to your partner, to your family, to your job, to your schooling. And here you have the seven of spades, so you got a lot on your plate right now. But there's going to be some type of breakthrough, I believe, with this Ace of Wands. Once you've made this decision and see if this person is right for your life, again, like, I don't think that, I think you guys could have a couple of heart to hearts and talk to one another. I got this world flipped upside down right now. Sorry, you guys. But getting caught up in that loop, in that love cycle, like one day you're up and then the next day you're down. But there's two horses here. So I believe this is a couple. And it could be just a young couple just trying to figure out their place in the world and try to get it all together. And then once school and everything else is done, I think you'll be able to figure it out, because this peace offering is coming in with that Ace of Wands. That's fire energy as well too. You have your Coachella here. So again, it's not how you finish sometimes, it's about how you begin. So that start, you have to be able to get off to a great start so that you know that that foundation is solid. Again, with those nines, sometimes you have to go in reverse, and kind of look at what you created and kind of fix the spots. You know, with this decision making as well too. This is also a person who's a high priestess. I know this card is tarot, but a lot of times when you see your two of diamonds, it's the same as the two of pentacles. But this is like someone who juggles with life, but also multitasking, but they know their position. Okay, maybe they're not like, they don't have real big self-ego, but they definitely have that personality where, you know, they can laugh about things. You know, life is not perfect, but again, like our Virgos are perfect. But you guys, looks like a really good love reading. I think I'll just stop it there, because at the bottom here, okay, so some cards flew down. There was a Four of Hearts. There's just some more swords coming out. So with that Nine of Spades, it's just saying, like, don't let these thoughts keep you up at night. Don't try to struggle to make sense out of it. If it already makes sense, you know, if it pretty much already does make sense, then why keep bothering yourself about it again? Try not to go back and forth in this situation with those Two of Pentacles. Don't get caught up in the loop. You guys don't be doing the dance with the seven swans, okay? And they're like, what does that mean? I don't know. What does it mean? But somebody might actually knows what it means. Somebody might actually went out there to that lake and was dancing with seven swans whenever they were jumping over those stones to get to the other side. But at the bottom here, we have the Four of Hearts. So you guys inviting that love into this situation. You are going to find your stability. This peace offering is coming in. Okay, so again, that's Virgo's reading for today. I do have Leo's reading posted, and I do have the daily reading, the full moon reading released, and that is up for you as well too. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. You know what? Let's go ahead and go to I did say I was going to pull out some numbers, but I want to see what your affirmation is, if we're even on the right track with this Priestess of Light. Okay, the video is a little under 30 minutes. I think we got a minute or two. We can find out. Let me go ahead and give you guys one more affirmation. But y'all are just being cute. You have like such a cute personality in this reading, whatever Virgo this relates to. I don't know if this is a August or a September Virgo. But with that key, so you did have 4-4. And I think that's beautiful too. Whenever you see 44, I think that's beautiful numbers. You had 11 and 44. It makes me think like you really are an angel in this person's life. They just got some growing up to do. Because right here at the bottom, Lovers, again, it's like I saw that 14 here. So when we did see that again, like, oh, it made me think about brother, because a lot of times this could be a person who's a twin as well too. These could be twins. This is brother and sister, but it says lovers. I know, but it's like your father. You like this, like your father. You look up to your father when you're growing up. You're dancing on his feet. You're standing on his feet. You know, if you had those moments with your dad, and you said, "Oh, my dad, I love my dad." You're gonna want to find somebody who's like your dad, and for the man too, he's gonna want to find somebody who can get along with his mom as well too, and our brothers too in the same situation. You see how your brothers treat women or how they are with women, and you either look for that or you don't look for that. But the lover is an interesting card because this couple is really cute. They play a lot of games with one another. They entertain each other. But then again, I just think there's somebody here that has a little bit of growing up to do. You find it funny, but I don't want to see you like in the end, like being resentful towards this person or getting your sword up, picking your sword up, and still feeling the bumps and bruises in places you didn't have to, like, because something small, like even a joke, sometimes can blow up out of proportion and turn out to be the wrong way, okay? But you do have that loving energy from your angels here, too. When you see that red, there is a lot of love there. There's a lot of passion in this relationship as well, too, okay? Just somebody that looks like they just need to get their stuff together. But you can definitely turn to your siblings at this time, your brother, your sister, and go to them for advice. I'm sure they'll be willing to help. And if not, if they can't make time for you, they will make time for you when they can, because you realize you are a busy person. So I'm sure they're a busy person as well, too. But you guys, don't let me get to go running my mouth again. Here we go. We're going to find this card and see if we're on the right track here. You do have your Three of Swords here, but it's moving beyond that sorrow, but with understanding your feelings, okay, as well, too. Make sure that you understand your feelings before you move on from this situation or before you stay in this situation. Okay? So, healing earth. So, Virgo, you are in the earth element, okay, along with Taurus and also Capricorn. And it says the power to give and receive healing. So number 46, you add it up together is 10. That one, that line, that beginning line. And then moving on forward to that next cycle in life, that which continues. But one thing must come to an end so that a new beginning can happen. Okay? There are good endings to life, just like accomplishing goals. Just like graduation from college, graduation from high school, moving up in a company. So you have the number 46 here. I hope that you can see this okay. And it stands up a little bit for you. I don't know if it will or not. So let me put this stone here. There we go. Hopefully you can see that okay. So number 46. All right. All right, guys, you guys will not have a 10 in your soul urge number or your soul path number. It only goes through 1 through 9. And there are those instances where you'll have 11, a 22, or a 33 as one of your life path numbers, okay? But it says the power to give and receive healing. The priestess of the earth stands with her back against a sacred ancient tree, channeling life-giving energy to and from Mother Earth herself. This card reveals that a time of great healing is at hand for you, for others, and even for the planet. If you have a physical concern, now is the time to call up earth energy and bring it into your body, mind, chakras, and energy system. You can also bring together divine healing rays to commune with the earth energy in your own heart center, which is green, radiating through every cell of your being. You have a powerful energy vibrating within, which can heal yourself and others. In fact, this card is calling you to awaken to the power and bring that loving resonance to the people and issues that need it most. So again, I do really feel like this person here does have that healing capacity Again, like turning the ugly into something weird, but something that works. It also says you may have spent past lives working in some type of, okay, so past lives have influences here. Whether a formal mainstream sort, such as a doctor or a nurse, we did say like maybe teacher. Pay attention to your nurses and what they say and what they don't say. Pay attention to your teachers, your lecturers, your professors as well too, what they say and what they don't say, because a lot of those times that is mandatory what they have to do. Okay, so you have to pay attention because it doesn't matter what profession you have. Deep down to the core, we're all human beings. Okay, so I don't mean to point any fingers at you guys, so forgive me. Um, but it sounds like this person is a nurse, an energetic or a spiritual person, such as a shaman, a hands-on healer. If you feel so compelled, listen to the call of your soul and let yourself explore the healer's path. And these are other arts, you guys. So there is a much broader message in this card. However, for you are also called to heal the earth itself. We are at a point in our shared karmic journey where we must make choices that honor our environment and bring healing to the land, the seas, and all the inhabitants of our precious planet. Know that you are a force in making this a reality. Sending you loving, healing intentions outward will bring blessings to the planet, to you, and to every creature. So there are those times where we have to allow ourselves to heal, and then we also have to allow ourselves to be the healer as well too. Okay? That's very important that you be able to distinguish what moments those are. And it says affirmation, I am one with the healing power of the earth. My choice to honor Earth's energy brings expanding blessings to the world. So you are a blessing. You guys, nobody's perfect, but again, you guys are pretty close. I know I said perfect, but you know what I mean, because things can feel absolutely perfect at times. There are those very beautiful moments in life. And but the cards look pretty good. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. You guys, I'm like on Instagram, message me there. Or leave a comment, tell me how to get a hold of you. I do have a phone number if you guys want to call me on my phone number, and I'll have to put that in the description box because it's a new number, okay? But you guys enjoy your weekend. Have a nice weekend, and then this will conclude Virgo's reading. Thank you. Love.